What's up YouTube? It's your boy Anklebiter, and today we're doing a Madolche deck profile. I played this deck for a really long time. I feel like if you look up this deck online, most deck lists kind of suck, and I feel like I found a good list for advanced format. I'm still working on a Genesis format one, but for the time being, this is what I've got, and this is what I've been working with. This deck is Rogue. You play a lot of cards from 10 years ago. That's just the nature of it. But it's a lot of fun, and you go very plus if your plays are allowed to go off. Um, so let's just hop right into it. We've got one Madolche Puddingcess. She's a brick, but she's what allows you to go super plus. If you have her under chocolate mode, you just special summon a million monsters from the deck and add a lot of cards to hand. Um, it's risk versus reward. So we play her. Then we play 3 Petingcessoeur, 3 Magileine, 3 Anjelly, 2 Hootcake, 2 Messengelato, 1 Chateau, 1 Salon, 1 Ticket, 1 Promenade, 1 Dessert, and that's it for the Madolche cards. Ticket's a little bit win more, but sometimes you're adding so many spells and traps to hand that it helps to have the other one. And this can also help you extend in some of the plays. So I like to play it. I don't like not having it. Every time I take it out, I wish I had it back in sometimes. But then there's times when I open it and it doesn't help out at all, and I wish I wasn't playing it. You can play around with it, but I opt to play it. Dessert isn't as good as Promenade, but again, you add so many spells and traps that you can have both, and you can't activate 2 Promenade in the same turn, so just having more interruptions better. For the Vernusylphs, we play 3 Girl and 3 Duck, as well as 1 Bear. You can think about playing the Foolish. It helps you search, Ghost Spell in the Haunted Mansion, but I'm opting not to play it because I feel like it sometimes doesn't help out as much as Bear does, and there's times when Bears can, draw you into a playable card, and it actually saves your ass. It's not often, but it can happen. If you're in Genesis, I would definitely say play the Foolish Burial Boy and a Max C, because if you can search Max C, you should search Max C. Yeah. And then for the hand traps, we play 1 Imperm, 3 Herald of Orange Light, 3 Fawalos, 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veiler, and the Ghost Bell. The reason we're playing 1 copies of the Ghost Bell and the Imperm is so that when we side in the cross out when we're going first, we just have more targets for it, as well as it's a different name than the cards we already have, and it sucks to have multiple Ghost Bell in hand because you can't activate both. You can activate multiple Effect Veilers in the same turn, so that's why we're opting to play 3 of those. Imperm, we just play the 1 because you want to have a lot of monsters to pitch with the Vernusylphs. If you play too many Imperms and Dominus Impulses, then there's hands where you've got the Vernusylphs in hand, but you don't have many monsters, and we don't like that idea. For the extra deck, we play 1 Tiara Phrase. You only need 1. I believe she's not a once per turn, but you can at the end of your combo, you only have you really want to end on like a glass souffle and a Tiara Phrase. You don't want to just spam out multiple of these. Although it's good, you only need 1. So yeah, we keep it at 1. 2 Chocolate Mode, 2 Tiramisu, 2 Glass Souffle, 1 Meowcaroons, 1 Sistart. You can think about playing 2 Sistart and 1 Chocolate Mode. I just like to have the second Chocolate Mode so that if you've got 1 in the graveyard and you need follow-up on your next turn, you can spew out more cards. That's it for the Madolches. We've got, as tech, we've got 1 Zeus and 1 Typhon. They do not come up that often, but it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. I'd hate to be in a situation where I need them and they're not there. Baguska comes up a lot. Let's say you normal summon Magileine, add Petingcessoeur, special Petingcessoeur. You're about to start your combo in the Imperm or Ash. Then you've got 2 level 4s and you're not locked into Madolches, so you just go Baguska and hope they can't break through it. If they can't break through it, then you get another turn, and you can often switch him to attack and go Zeus. So it's helpful. We play IP and Little Knight. There's times when you're in the process of searching for your starters with the Vernusylphs. You've got 2 Vernusylphs on the field, and you can just go IP. It's just an extra interruption because then you can go off, build your board, and have the IP sitting there for the next turn. And in a similar vein, we play 1 Herald of Mirage Lights. I don't see any other deck list play this. I think it's really good. 2 monsters with the same type and attribute except tokens. It's a spell and trap negate where you pitch a fairy. You can kind of mind game your opponent with this because although you're locked out of Earth monster effects for the rest, you're locked into Earth monster effects for the rest of the turn. If your opponent reads spell and trap negate and they didn't read your Vernusylphs fully, then they don't know that, and sometimes they just won't activate their Imperm or Dominuses because they're like, oh, it's just going to get negated, I'm not going to do that. But meanwhile, they don't. Little do they know you can't actually activate this. And sometimes it's just good to go into if you know that your opponent can't, or your opponent is reliant on spell and trap cards, then you can just have this on the field as an extra negation during their turn. For the side deck, we play 1 Butler-Usk and 1 Secret Village. This is like a win button against decks that rely on their spell cards. If you're going if you're going through your combo near the end of it, you can just add Butler-Usk and then normal summon him with Salon because you get an extra normal summon, and then add this. And although it destroys your chateau playing it, that doesn't really matter because you win the game. And if, let's say, they think, oh, I can just attack over your Butler-Usk, you have ways to play around that. Like, for example, you've got Desert, which can bounce cards back to hand, and then you get to special summon one. That way, they go to attack it, you just activate Desert, bounce their monster, bounce your Butler-Usk, and then immediately special back your Butler-Usk, and you're good to go. Also, Ticket, you can special summon a Magileine, and now they've got 2 spellcasters they've got to get over. It's pretty good. For going first cards, we play 1 Crossout, 1 Called By, 1 Talents, 1 Prosperity, and 1 Gozen. Prosperity helps you see your side deck cards. These, I don't need to explain these. They're good against hand traps. And Talents, similar, punishes hand traps. Do not draw 2. If you're drawing 2, you're gambling. Just look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card from it to shuffle back. That way you're preemptively interrupting them, and you know how to play the rest of your hand traps in your hand to stop the rest of their hand. Because if they hand trapped you, they're down to 4 cards. You look at their hand, put them down to 3 cards, and then for their draw next turn, they've got 4 cards to work with. 3 of them, 1's unknown, and hopefully the rest of your hand is some hand traps if you didn't continue to extend further. Yeah. And then Gozen Match is just the win button. If you're playing against certain decks, they need to go into different attributes. Open Gozen Match going first, you win the game. Pretty good. 2 Droll and Lockbird. It's Droll and Lockbird. It's good against a lot. I just don't like to main deck it because it's not good against everything. And a lot of decks can just special summon from the deck, special summon from grave. They don't have to add cards to hand, so I just don't like to main deck it. Especially because it doesn't work well with the Mulch armies, where you activate your Mulch army, you're drawing cards, and then you droll them. Now you're not drawing cards because it works both ways. So yeah, that's Droll. 3 Dark Ruler. It's probably the weakest link in the extra deck, but I just like something that's simple, that is, if they've got a lot of monsters that make negates or interrupt you, Dark Ruler is a 1-card solution to it. I like it better than Droplets, because Droplets, when you pitch cards to the graveyard, let's say you pitch a monster with it, it turns off your Petingcessoeur from specialing from hand, which by extension turns off your Magileine combo as well. That means that 6 of your 1-card starters no longer work. And Dark Ruler just doesn't worry about that. Dark Ruler's just play it, negate, now I get to go off. Keep it simple, don't overcomplicate things. Evenly matched. A lot of decks just don't negate spells or just don't negate trap cards. And if they are playing a deck like that, then evenly matched a lot of times just swings the. All right, my headset died, but we're back. Like I was saying about evenly matched, it just, If your opponent doesn't place a trap card negates, it can win you the game. So we play the evenly matched. So yeah, that's it for the list, and I'm going to now transition into some combos. Let's start off by showing you some of the basic combos. First one I want to show you is the Magileine combo, so give me 1 second to send these back. Alright, so here's what you can do with just Magileine for unnamed cards in hand. You normal summon the Magileine. Effect is going to add the Petingcessoeur, and then you're going to special that. When she's special summoned, she can bring out Petingcessoeur. Overlay these two. You can detach from her, making sure to keep the Petingcessoeur under to make Petingcessoeur unaffected by monster effects. That doesn't really come up. It's only if they nib you does that matter. You're just doing it to put a Madolche in grave. Now her effect, she can shuffle back a Madolche from grave. And when a Madolche moves to the main deck from the graveyard, she can detach to special. You'll bring out Anjelly. Then you tribute the Anjelly to bring out Hootcake. And Hootcake is actually, since he was special from Anjelly, he's immune to battle, and he shuffles back at the end of your next end phase. It's a little helpful sometimes, but I like to bring it up, but it does not come up very often. Use Hootcake's effect to banish her, making sure to keep the main deck monster in grave. Special the Messengelato. When he's specialed, he gets to add, so you add Chateau. And then you play the Chateau to shuffle the Anjelly back. And then you detach from her again, because she's not once per turn. Special summon another Messengelato. And he'll add you Salon, because he's also not once per turn. Play Salon. Overlay these two. Now you can link these guys off for Meowcaroons. Chainlink 1 will be Meowcaroons. Chainlink 2 will be Glassouffle. Glassouffle can add or shuffle two cards from either graveyard back. You'll do the Hootcake and Messengelato, and with Chateau they come back to your hand. And Meowcaroons can add, so you add Magileine because you get an additional normal summon. Salon triggers because they moved from your graveyard to your hand, so now you're going to set a Promenade. Nope, that went to hand. With your additional normal summon, you're going to normal summon this guy. She's going to add. We're just going to add the Anjelly because we don't have access to it from our grave or field, so just having it around is good. Now we activate Meowcaroons. It's going to add this to hand. And then we're going to special summon Messengelato. Messengelato is going to activate because we control a beast. And it'll add Dessert to hand. Overlay these two. Special Tiramisu. Special TR Phrase. Set the dessert. And now from one card, you've turned that into, let's see, 6 plus 4. You've turned one card into 10 cards. That's plus 9. And you still have 4 other cards in hand that were not the Magileine. So, yeah, that's pretty good. You've got 2 interruptions in the form of trap cards. You've got Glassouffle, which can either be an interruption for your opponent's graveyard, or it can recycle your hand traps that are in your hand. Because she lets you add shuffle monsters back from your graveyard, and Chateau lets them come back. Tiara Phrase is a non-target. Shuffle 2 cards your opponent controls back, which is really good, and it lets you add more cards to hand. Yeah, it's pretty good. So now let's cover the combo if you just open Petingcessoeur and 4, hand traps. You can special summon her. It should be in defense. Effect. It's going to look very similar, and you're going to just abuse Chocolate Mode is basically the core of this deck. It's just abusing Chocolate Mode. I don't know. There we go. Glass Souffle. Detach from her. Chocolate Mode. I like to keep her in the leftmost just for organization. I use her to shuffle this back. Detach. Letting you special. Anjelly. Tribute to Anjelly. For Hootcake. Hootcake banish. Special. Effect. Chateau. Play the Chateau. Shuffle this back. Detach. Special. Messengelato. Adds the Salon. Play the Salon. Now link off this guy, and this guy for Meowcaroons. Uses effect to add. You haven't normal summoned yet, which is really nice. So you add Magileine, normal summon, use Magileine's effect to add another Magileine. You get an additional normal summon effect to add, I guess, Anjelly, because we don't have it. Now you use Meowcaroon's effect to shuffle the Hootcake back to your hand and special the Anjelly. The reason we do Hootcake is because he's follow-up. He lets you get into your plays next turn. When he comes back to your hand, Salon activates, and it's going to set Promenade. And then we're in a similar position as last game, so we're just going to overlay and then overlay. The difference is that you just don't get to pop. You just don't get to trigger Glass Souffle's Shuffle 2 back effect. So instead of going +9, you're going plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going +6 instead of +9, which is fine. But you're pretty much in on the same board, so that's nice. All right. Anjelly's play is a little different because you have to use your normal summon for it. You just summon the Anjelly, tribute, special, effect, special. Oops. Go here, detach, overlay. Oops. Effect to shuffle her back. Detach. Since you've already used Anjelly, you bring out the Hootcake here. If you forgot that you did the Anjelly play, then it's really sad to bring out the Anjelly and not be able to use it. So use Hootcake's effect. Special Messengelato. We're doing the same thing as always. We're going to add Chateau, play it. There we go. It's going to shuffle the Anjelly back. Special. off of her, we forgot to detach. And then when he's specialed, he'll add Salon, like always. Play it. Then we link off these three. For Meowcaroons, effect to add. Get an additional normal, so we'll add the Magileine to normal summon. Effect to add. We'll grab the Anjelly just to have it in our hand, have it available to us. We're going to use Meowcaroon's effect to shuffle the Hootcake to our hand and special the Anjelly. So depending on the Salon activates, we're going to set the Promenade. So depending on what your hand is determines what you do here. If your hand is, let's say, the Herald of Orange Light and some other reusable hand traps, it's good to go for Glassouffle and then link off these two for Sistart. This way you can recycle your hand traps in your opponent's turn. One of the strongest combos in this deck is using Herald plus a Fairy, a Madolche, to negate their monster effect, and then immediately when that happens, you can use her effect to shuffle 2 cards in either graveyard back. You target the Herald and the Fairy, you just add them right back to hand, and you can do it again. It's Gamma twice, and you can control monsters while you do it, so that's really good. Plus, you've got this negate, and we link off into Sistart because while she's pointing at a Madolche, she protects your face-up Madolche spells and traps from targeting and destruction. And she's also really hard to destroy because if she would be destroyed, you can shuffle a Madolche. Is it card or monster? A Madolche monster from your graveyard back into the deck. So if they try to destroy it, like they're Dark Holing or Gekking, which, just for example, you can just add cards back to your hand instead of letting her get destroyed, which is really nice. Yeah, but let's say your hand isn't a bunch of hand traps, and your hand is, maybe you had Promenade and you set Dessert, or vice versa, or it's a ticket, or whatever else, just anything but hand traps. Then instead of going into her, just do the do Tiramisu and go into TR phrase. That way, she is more powerful by herself than Glassouffle is, but Glassouffle is more powerful if you've got like hand traps in your hand that you can reuse. So yeah, let's show you the Hootcake version. To do the Hootcake version of the combo, either two things need to happen. Either you need to go second and you need to hand trap them, or you need to open a Vernusylph and the Hootcake. For the purposes of this, we're just going to use the bear, because if you have the girl or the duck, then you're going to add another Vernusylph to your hand and you can extend further. But if you have the bear, then you just get a mystery card. So that makes it a little easier to for the circumstances of this. So you start off, you pitch these two, you get a mystery card. Looks like we're lagging a little bit. You hope it's not Messengelato. This would be an extender, so I'm going to try to draw until we get something that's not like, yeah, okay. And then you special the Hootcake. I want to show the combos without extenders, so if we draw an extender, I'd rather that not be a part of the equation. We'll use Hootcake's effect to banish this guy. And this will be the exact same as the Petingcessoeur combo because we haven't used our normal summon, so it's all going to be pretty much the same. Special her, overlay, Oh no, what did I do? Okay, use her, shuffle this back. So here you go Anjelly, and of course instead of specialing Hootcake with the Anjelly, you're just going to go straight for Messengelato. He adds the Chateau, and because the Chateau is activated, the Anjelly gets shuffled back, and then you special summon Messengelato. And then he's going to add Salon. Link off. You haven't normal summoned yet, so you normal summon Magileine, add Magileine, normal summon Magileine, add Anjelly. Macaroons, add Hootcake to your hand. Special the Anjelly. Salon goes off. Overlay. Overlay. So yeah, it's the exact same play as the Petingcessoeur play. You didn't use your normal summon, and you got the exact same board from it. Pretty good. So yeah, let's show you how you extend with the Vernusylphs. Madolche, Magileine plus any of the Vernusylphs, any of the searching Vernusylphs, you go insanely plus. So start off, normal summon, add, special, effect to special, special. We lagging? Okay, never mind. Go here. You just do the normal Magileine play up until a certain point. Shuffle this back. Detach. Anjelly tributes. Special Hootcake. Effective Hootcake. I like to put him over right here. Banish. Special. Effect. Activate. We'll shuffle back to Anjelly. Detach. Messengelato. Effect. Salon. Play the Salon. Overlay these two for classic play. Link these two off for Meowcaroons. Meowcaroons channeling 1, her channeling 2. She'll add these to hand. Meowcaroons will add another Magileine. Salon triggers. Sets the Promenade. You get an additional normal summon. Anjelly. Now, you use the Vernusylph here. It's important. I'm going to go back just a second. It's important that we don't use Meowcaroons yet, because once you've used Meowcaroons, you are locked into only activating Madolche monster effects. So here, instead of using his effect and specialing the Anjelly and overlaying for the other guy, we're going to use Vernusylph first. So we pitch her, and it really doesn't matter. We'll pitch the Messengelato to special summon Chocolate Mode, and she's going to add the Duck. And vice versa. If you had the Duck in hand, then you would add the Girl. Now you can use her effect, because she's not a hard once per turn, to just add him back to your hand. And now you can use the Duck and the Messengelato to special summon the Messengelato. Use his effect. It's going to add ticket. Play the ticket. And now you link off these two. Oh, I forgot to add the bear off the girl. The bear comes to your hand. We link off those two for Sistart. Now we can use the bear, and I guess it's better to have Anjelly in hand. So we'll send these two off. We will draw a card and special summon her again. And now we can use her effect to add the Messengelato back to hand. Now we use Meowcaroon's effect. We can shuffle any card back to special summon the Messengelato. Oh wait, no. Excuse me. Ticket activates because we added this back to our hand. And he can special summon really anything at this point. We have everything, so let's just special summon this out. It has to be in attack position. Let's overlay these two. For here, and then go Tiara Phrase. And now we can use Meowcaroon's effect to shuffle anything back. So let's add the bear to hand, or the girl, really. Depends on how you think your next turn will play out. And you'll special summon him, and then he's going to add the dessert to hand. And then you set the dessert. So from two cards, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You went plus 12 there. And you grab the entire Madolche engine. You've got 2 monsters that actually do something. These are all being buffed by 500, by the way. And she's hard to get rid of. He's big. She's big. And he's kind of big. So you just have an amazing board presence. And you have 4 interruptions on the field. And whatever else is in your hand. So you can see here we drew an Ash Blossom, but there'd be 4 other cards in our hand, or 3 other cards in our hand. So yeah, that's a pretty good end board, if you ask me. It's a lot. I know that it's weird to have a lot of monsters that don't do anything and they're just big, but that's actually a lot. I mean, if you're playing against this deck and you can't like destroy all monsters your opponent controls or something, it's really hard to get over something like this. Because yeah, you might break the interruptions. You might be able to play through Glass Souffle, Tiara Phrase, Dessert, Promenade, and whatever other hand traps are in your hand. But then you've also got to figure out, how am I going to clear their monsters and attack their face to kill them? So yeah, that's pretty good. So to break a board going second with Magileine, you kind of just have to get lucky, or you need to have Dark Ruler, or the 1 imperm you play needs to stop them. Because to do the Madolche line, you need to have not used any hand traps. Same with the Petingcessoeur line. But let's say you have Dark Ruler in hand, you play it on their monsters, and that's all they had. So you normal summon Magileine, effect to add. It's going to look very similar. It's all going to be the same. Detach. shuffle back, detach, special, tribute, effect to banish, here, here, to top of the deck, detach, special. Now, since we're breaking a board, what we're going to do here is instead of adding Salon, we're going to add Ticket. The reason for that is because we're going to shuffle back a Messengelato and then immediately special summon him back out. So, let's give our opponent some tokens to, you know, simulate having cards on the field. I probably should have done this beforehand. Let's say they've got 5 monsters on the field that you negated with Dark Ruler. You can go Tiramisu here, detach the Messengelato, and don't target both of them, just target the Messengelato. Do not let it come back to your hand and just shuffle it back in. And now you're going to remove 1. Ticket's going to activate. Special summon again. He's going to add Salon. Play Salon. Overlay these two for Tiramisu. Detach. Now you can let both of these come back to your hand. Get rid of 2 more of their monsters. And now, it doesn't really matter which one you link off. I guess I would suggest doing the one with the Magileine underneath it to link off. You go here for Meowcaroons. Meowcaroons will let you add, and you get an additional normal summon. So we'll add a Magileine, normal the Magileine, add whatever, I guess Anjelly. Now you use Meowcaroons, targeting the Tiramisu, and shuffle that back to special summon this guy. I might have forgotten to activate Salon, I can't remember, but regardless, it's going to activate once, and it's about to activate again. So detach, shuffle, or, yeah. And then we'll add the Hootcake and the Magileine to hand. Remove 2 more. Ticket or Salon's going to set. Promenade. And now this is actually 28, 27, 27. So 9,000 minus 800. That might be lethal actually. So yeah, let's see. So it is. That's lethal. So let's say your opponent commits fully to a board that you just Dark Ruler. Like they spent their whole hand to put 5 monsters on the field with effects. Then that Magileine alone plus a Dark Ruler can clear it all. Oh, excuse me. I guess you can't actually do damage to them under Dark Ruler, but if you somehow outed it without using Dark Ruler, that would be lethal. But regardless, still, you're clearing their whole board, and you go insanely plus while doing it. There's no way your opponent's next turn is going to break all of this, especially since you can slap this on top of one of them. Because that was 2 cards you used, the Dark Ruler plus the Magileine, and now you've got 2 interruptions, more pluses coming, and 3 other cards in hand. 4 other cards in hand. Alright. So let's go over the play if you've just got some Vernusylph and some hand traps. Actually, no. Let's continue talking about how to break boards, and then we'll come back to the Vernusylph and just some hand traps. If you've got Petingcessoeur in hand and Dark Ruler, let's give him some. So, Dark Ruler, they're monsters. Special summon. This won't be able to clear all of them, but you pick and choose and just keep the ones around that you can attack over without worrying about their effects. Detach. If you're going to play this deck, just get used to doing this combo because it is the exact same. There are a few times when you play a little differently, but for the most part, this is what you're going to be doing. To grave, special, effect, banish. Effect, add, activate, which is going to special another one of these, which is going to add one of these. Oh, excuse me. Play this. Tiramisu. You detach. Again, you just do the one. Ticket will activate. And special summon this guy. And he'll let you add. We're having some lag right now, it looks like. And then you can link off these guys. For Meowcaroons. Meowcaroons will let you add. Magileine, and you get the additional normal. And then you haven't normaled at all yet, so you normal again. And that's going to add Anjelly. Use the Meowcaroons to put Hootcake back in your hand. Oh, no. Use the Meowcaroons to add the Tiramisu back to extra deck. And then special summon here. And I stand corrected, you actually can wipe their whole field with just Petingcessoeur. Detach, target 2, to hand, get rid of 2 more, detach, to hand, remove 2 more, and then so on. At some point, so on activated. So yeah, if you've got Dark Ruler and Petingcessoeur, you can also clear their entire board. So Anjelly and Hootcake combos are different because you can actually use hand traps against them and still go off. So let's say you stopped them with an Ash and you heralded something or effect failured, then this will work with Anjelly or Hootcake. You normal summon the Anjelly, you tribute, Petingcessoeur, grab Puddingcis, overlay. If you did Hootcake, this would be the exact same, but you would just already have Hootcake on the field, and instead of specialing Hootcake off of this Petingcessoeur, um, you would just special summon the Messengelato directly, or if you haven't used the Anjelly, like let's say you Hootcaked for the Anjelly into the Petingcessoeur, then you wouldn't special the Anjelly here, but I like to do it so that you bring out the Anjelly here, and then special the and then special the and then special the Messengelato. But in this case, we've used the Anjelly, so we bring out Hootcake. I forgot to detach with the Glassiflay. Hootcake will banish. This lag is killing me. Special summon Messengelato. Effect to activate, which will special summon another Messengelato, which gets you to ticket. Let's give them some monsters, I guess. Overlay, Tiramisu, detach, just do, I'm thinking, yeah, just do the Messengelato. Don't let it come back to hand, just special it from the ticket. Ticket will let you add, or a special, and then Messengelato will let you add. Now you link off these guys. She lets you add. They let you add, I guess. Magileine, you've already used one normal summon, but you get an additional, so you get the Magileine. Magileine can let you add. Use Meowcaroon's effect. Well, if you used hand traps, you'd add the hand traps back to hand, but just for the sake of this, we'll add the Hootcake back to hand. It's special. Detach to hand, and then get rid of two more of their guys, and then you just pick and choose the guys. Like if there's two guys that don't have effects in grave or whatever, then you just attack over them. But if you stop them with hand traps or whatever, they probably don't have 5 guys out. But just in case, you can attack over these guys. Or if you just want to be you want to take a little bit longer. The Salon sets the Promenade. And then you could link these guys off for the Sistart. Throw this on. And then when you pass turn during their draw phase, you could just detach to hand, and then get rid of their 2 other guys. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now, you can do like other stuff too, like if you've got extension like the Vernusylphs or whatever. But I think that just these combos alone are enough to win the game. You just go so plus off of them if they resolve. Um, so yeah, now let's move on to just if you've got Vernusylph and some monsters in hand. So with just the duck, you can pitch, and then you get ashed and you cry. But if you don't get ashed, then you add Anjelly or Hootcake, but Anjelly is better. Normal summon. Oh, and he special summons. Tribute. Hootcake. Banish the effect veiler. I did it in kind of a weird order. I don't know why I did that, but it's the exact same. Special summon here. Special summon here. Overlay. Detach. Effect. Top deck. Detach. Effect to add. Oops. That's gonna special. Now you can actually I'm thinking he adds. I forgot to add. I thought something was wrong. You don't want to keep both the Messengelatos under one guy. So in this instance, I would just go ahead and link off these guys. No, I guess it's better to go ahead and overlay these two before you do this. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Two hand. Two hand. She lets you add. You normal summon. She'll let you add. Then use your Meowcaroon's effect. Two hand. Special summon. The Salon should have set the promenade. Go here. Go here. Yeah. Alright, so if you've got the girl, you pitch her and a monster. Add the bear, or the duck. Special her. Use the bear, the duck. Same thing. Add Anjelly, or Hootcake, but Anjelly's better. Then you can link these off for either IP or Herald of Mirage Lights. For this instance, we'll do IP. Now you normal summon. Tribute. Same thing as always. Shuffle back. Detach. Special Hootcake. Hootcake effect, banish. Special. Add, activate. Special. Add, and activate. And then from here, you can link these off into Meowcaroons. Effect to add. You'll add and normal summon the Magileine, which will let you add Anjelly. You can use the Meowcaroons effect to add, and we'll add one of our hand traps back to hand. Hold up, I might be cooking. Yeah, we'll just play it safe. We'll add one of our hand traps back to hand. And then special summon the Anjelly. Overlay. For here. And then we can link off these two for Sistart. And since a Madolche was sent to grave, we can activate Glassiflay and add her. And if it wasn't Fuwalos, you know, if it was another hand trap, we'd add that back to hand. But I guess in this case, we'll just add one of the Vernusylphs back to hand. That way we can get into that line next turn. And then Salon will trigger. So yeah. Now we've got recycling our hand traps, especially if they're Effect Veiler. You can just pitch a whole bunch of Effect Veilers and add 2 Effect Veilers back to hand and do them again. Promenade and the IP. And if we had gone Herald of Mirage Lights, that'd be a spell and trap card negate. With IP, that means we can turn these 2 into Little Knight. And then we've got a place for the next turn too. So yeah. Oh, and I guess something else we could mention. If you've got Messengelato in hand, and pray to God you don't, it fucking sucks. There are ways to get it back into the deck. So let's say you open Petingcessoeur and Messengelato, then you just activate Petingcessour's effect, and then normal summon the Messengelato, overlay, and now you're doing the exact same play as the Magileine play, but you're just down a card. You don't go +9, you go +8. Something else with Messengelato is, let's say you open like let's see, Hootcake and a Vernusylph. Then you can normal summon the Hootcake, use the Vernusylph, special the Messengelato, add off the Messengelato, and now your Hootcake's live, and you can just start doing your plays as normal. The Hootcake will, you know, banish it'll grab this, which gets this, and then you overlay the Messengelato in this, and you start doing your play regularly. Yeah. So there are ways, like if Messengelato's in your hand, to work around it, but let's say your hand is like Magileine Messengelato, you can't really do much about that, and it does stop your play. So if that happens, you just have to, you can't go into Chateau, you have to go just straight to Salon so that you can get the additional normal summon to get the Messengelato out of your hand, and you don't go nearly as plus. But yeah, having Petingcessoeur in hand, I guess let's go over some of the weaknesses now people should know about. If you open Messengelato, you have to do really weird things to get it onto the field or under something, or if there's no way to get it out of your hand, then you just have to do like a botched move where you can't go +9, you go plus like 4 or 5. If Petingcessoeur is in your hand, it's not the end of the world as long as you can still get to your plays, because she can still special from your hand. You just don't go as plus. It's all the same plays except you're down a card. If, like, let's say you Herald of Orange Light, you're Petingcessoeur out of your hand, then Petingcessoeur can still do plays. You can still go like Petingcessoeur, grab Anjelly Tribute for Hootcake banish the Anjelly for Messengelato grabs the Salon. You link them off into Meowcaroons, grab Magileine, and then you can normal summon the Magileine, add a Magileine, normal summon the Magileine. You can do funny stuff still, and the Salon can go off because of Meowcaroon's effect, and you can get Promenade. So you can still play. You just don't go insanely plus. Something else is if they negate your Vernusylphs, it feels bad. If you use any of the Vernusylph effects, discard 2 cards, and then they ash you. I mean, ash is already pretty good if you're just activating a card, you're just normal summoning a card to add, and they ash that. That already's fine. They're fine to use an ash and go -1. But imagine using an ash and going +1. It's got to feel pretty good, huh? I wouldn't know. But yeah. Also, a lot of your main deck monsters are from 10 years ago, and they just aren't as good as, the monsters that are printed nowadays. So although you have like 10 cards in hand, a million cards, they aren't like quick effect special this from your hand and fuck your opponent's mouth hole. They're all just like pretty fair cards. So yeah, I wouldn't expect this deck to do amazing at like, I wouldn't expect it to win a YCS or anything like that, but I do think it's got the capability to like win locals, really take people off guard. Like you could probably do well with it, just don't expect it to be the best thing ever. I know it's really flashy when you get like 10 cards on top of your opponent, but it's very easy for your opponent to stop, because the main combo line, if they like, even if they Ghost Ogre, your Glassy Flay, that sucks. If they DD Crow, Chocolate Mode's first target, that sucks. If they Ash or Imperm your Petingcessoeur, that sucks. So any hand trap really stops the combo from going off, but it is what it is. It's a fun deck. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the deck profile and combos. If you guys have any tips or suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comments. Maybe we can break this deck. I think that Konami's walked a thin line with this deck, where if they release the right support, this deck could be totally busted. But right now, with the monsters we've got, it's pretty good. It's really fun. It's really fun to play, and it's pretty good. But it's not going to like win a YCS or anything. So yeah, again, talk about Madolches in the comments. If you want, leave a like and a subscribe, because I said to, bitch. And yeah, I love you. Good night.